Hi, my name is Jo. I am a channel. This video is a channeled artwork where I bring through messages, guidance and healing through the artwork, as well as the message that comes out through my voice. The artwork itself is a vibrational artwork, so that means that it has the ability to shift your awareness, your perception, your energy. I tune into the world of spirit, receiving psychic and intuitive information from the universal source. I allow myself to become an open, pure channel, and through the channeling, I open up to receive guidance, information, and whatever information actually does come. There is usually an artwork created, there is a channeled message, an awareness of body consciousness and of what is happening in the body. Because I am very empathic and clairsentient, my body is my instrument, and so I bring through that information at a body level. So it may be relevant for you or it may not. This message, this channeled message, is designed to be healing. The artwork flows through me. I never know what is coming or where it will take me, and I hope you'll join me on this journey today. And if you do like this video, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up so other people can find it. Please share it with like-minded friends and family. Please comment below if you received a download or a shift for yourself, because I love to hear about that. I am going to explain a little bit more about this process. This process has taken me a really long time to get myself really comfortable with. I have been calling this psychic art, and I am now under the impression that I'm giving it the wrong term, because I am creating a channel for my art and for the message. And so I believe that I need to change what I call it, and that might help it find the correct audience for it. What do I know about this channeled art? It is a vibrational artwork. When you are watching the process, you are able to receive the channel through my words. So whatever it is that the frequency of my voice, the cadence of my words, also what it is that I'm actually saying. Even if you mishear me, or if you hear something that is not in the designed or the information that I say, perhaps you might watch it back and you'll notice that I didn't say what you thought I said. Well, then you were meant to hear those words, and those words were the appropriate ones for you. When you are watching the process of the artwork, you are also sitting in the energy. So we're creating this channeled space. So we're holding space, or I am holding space. My guides are holding space. Your guides are holding space, so that you're able to receive the channeled information. A lot of people will relate to the vibration of the artwork, and watching the process of the artwork is very relaxing. Can be relaxing. Sometimes that's not what's being designed to happen. So if you're noticing other things, then it's good that you do notice that you might be being challenged, or whatever the sensation or awareness of yourself is. I've been told to talk about these artworks and this channeled art as a vibrational transmission or transaction. So you are a part of this process. This is a vibrational transmission or transaction. And if you think about those words, what that means is you are part of this process. As the channeled artwork and message comes through, it will assist your frequency to shift layers of density that you are ready to leave behind. This is not a channeled healing for everybody that is watching. However, what it will do is it will vibrate in your cells, and your cells will release whatever it is that they're ready to let go. As I said earlier, I am an empath and a clairsentient. I also use all my psychic senses. My body is my instrument, and I use this instrument to channel these universal energies and frequencies through my body. As you are watching and listening, you will also be channeling these frequencies through your body, mind and spirit, through all of your cells. And what you are ready to accept into your awareness, you will. Now, this has been something that I've been working on for many years, to be a clear, pure channel, and to bring through this information and vibration for healing and ascension. You may find that the messages make sense for you and that you can resonate with it, i.e. the literal channeled message or meaning, that the artwork, the channeled artwork, makes sense for you, that the vibration of the artwork as it is channeled feels right for you. Or you may find that none of these things happen for you. You might be wondering why you've been watching this, but you are still drawn to the channeled transmission. So I want you to understand, or not, it's not me, but your guides and my guides want you to understand that you're watching this channeled transmission for you. Everything that is happening is for you. Allow yourself to appreciate the level of awareness that you are ready for, and the other levels of frequency will be working subtly in your vibrational bodies. This channeled art transmission is designed to be healing and a vibrational journey into your own awareness. You are ready to expand and elevate your consciousness to accept higher frequencies and higher levels of energy into your energy system. Having said all of that, I still do not understand this process completely. So we're on this journey together. So I'd love to hear what you think, feel, what happened to you. The suggestion here is to allow it to wash over you and understand that you do not need to understand it from a mind and conscious level. Your unconscious or your other than conscious is always present and is always allowing you to process information. The conscious part is not always going to move past the keeper. It is a bandwidth for your highest self, for your unconscious or other than conscious to work with. If you are challenged by what may come up for you, this is a point of attraction for you. It is a point for you to breathe deeply into your belly, perhaps close your eyes and allow your breath to harmonize with your body. A deep body awareness rather than a mind focus is what is required here. There is a link in the description box below about belly breathing and what I mean by that. The vibration is an energy exchange that will work with your nervous system. You have designed it to be exactly what you need and can accept it this time in your awareness. But that will change as you watch this transmission and ones like it, and if you re-watch them as appropriate for you. The theme of this video is channeled art, an energy exchange for your evolution. You could expect downloads, vibrational shifts, physical sensations, recollections, etc. This is a general or group channeled art and message. If you would like a personal one, there is a link in the description box below where you get to keep a copy of the vibrational artwork from your session. If you enjoy this video, please like it. And as I said before, share it with family and friends. Also, if you would like to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you'll see other things there that you may also be interested in. Getting all my colours that I feel like that I'm kind of drawn to at this point in time. And I feel like I'm going to start with some red and have quite a lot of stuff going on in my hips. My hips are feeling really strong and stable. And there's a strength and a clarity coming in with the hips that I feel like is not always there or hasn't been there in the past, but it's definitely coming in. And it feels a little bit unusual in my body, and I'm not sure how it's feeling for you. And the left hip, there's a bit more going on in that left hip at the moment. Uncertainty. So before there was the clarity and sort of more certainty, and now I'm feeling the uncertainty. Doesn't even sound like a real word. It's interesting. So, and this is all about going into the future. There's the uncertainty is about going into the future now. And there's a feeling of overwhelm, and I really need to take a big deep breath, and I need to feel my feelings when perhaps that's not something that you're normally comfortable doing. And I was going to call you a pile number then, because this reminds me of doing the readings for the pick a card readings, but it is definitely not a pick a card reading. This is a one general reading for everyone watching. And the image that I'm creating is more of a vibrational energy piece. So it's not a literal translation of any energies that are going on. However, you could read it that way if you're so inclined. But I have a lot of sort of disparate energies going on. So things within things sort of is what I'm being drawn to, and my head is now spinning. So before I was feeling quite grounded and my hips were quite open and relaxed and steady. And now I'm going back to that sort of the grounded energies, the reds, but I am feeling less grounded and much more in my head. sort of questioning what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And I actually don't mean what I'm drawing. I mean just general questioning. And now that I've said that, I've got quite a tightness around the lungs and the diaphragm area. Taking some deep breaths. So if you're watching this and you're noticing any changes in your body, then now is the time to take some deep breaths into that tension, because the tension is showing up so that we can kind of clear it or sit with it so that it's not as big in our system as it has been. Now there's more tension coming in the hips again. And I've got something leaving the body. And if you think about where that happens in the body, that's a sensation that I've got going on right in the bottom. I've got something leaving, but I've also got some wanting to hang on to something that is going. And I'm sort of itching my nose. The bottom is, I don't know how to describe it. It's not exactly comfortable. There's a sensation going on there, is the best way I can describe that. The neck, I've got heat coming through the neck now. So there's a bit of anger and frustration at where you're finding yourself in life. And kind of like a why me? Why me? Why now? Why is this happening to me? This sort of feeling of being stuck. And I've got a lot of itching going on in my bladder meridian, around the left shoulder blade, but on the inside. So to me, that's relating to some long-standing fears. So I feel like if you're watching this, then you're probably a bit disconnected from areas of your life at the moment, and you're being asked to connect back to those points in time that might be a little bit painful, that might be a bit challenging for you to look at. But it's like time to shine a spotlight on those areas to help you sort of release the tension. Now, for some of you, that could be a lot more than tension. It could be irritation. It could be long-standing grief and sadness. And that feels like the pain points, I suppose, that I wanted to release from that part of my body. The hips are tightening again. And now the thighs, and I have an overwhelming sense of tiredness. I have a real tiredness, like that I didn't even know I was this tired, or that I could be this tired, or that it's actually safe for me to feel this level of tiredness in my body, because it relates to me feeling comfortable enough to acknowledge that I feel tired, and that I don't need to label it in any other way. But doesn't mean that there won't be other things coming up for you in your body or your sense of self. But this is more so that you actually now feel, or it will come in for you, that there's an ability to allow yourself to feel tired. Now, it doesn't sound like a great thing, but holding on to tension around not letting yourself relax, not letting yourself be how you feel, that's very challenging and very tiring. And I feel that that's what we're tapping into here, that we're tapping into an old limiting belief. Now my left shoulder really wanted to brace and to hang on. And the belief is about joy, is about, maybe not noticing or not acknowledging the joy, because what happens then, like if you feel into something that might be a good feeling, what happens when it passes? What happens when it's gone? And that's quite a confusing thought in my body too. It's quite confusing because, and I feel a little bit sick too now. There's a lot of sort of whirling kind of energy going on around me. Again, I wanted to call you a pile number. It's interesting how my sort of muscle memory is working with this, because I did do picker cards, and my whole sort of everything's slowing down within me, and it doesn't feel very nice that the slowing down. It actually feels pretty gross. What do I mean by that? Like, it feels like an uncomfortable slowing down. Now, I have been talking about, being stuck in fight or flight, having the body being overly stimulated. And so this feeling of the stomach moving some of this energy, digesting some of this energy, may not feel that nice in your body, may feel a little bit, you know, old and, to me, I have this feeling of flatness and not wanting to feel the flatness, because what happens if the flatness never ends, you know? But that's not how this is showing up for me. It's that if it's an old relationship. Now, take that any way it comes for you, because for some it may be a literal old relationship that you're letting go of, and for others it's an old relationship around the way you think about yourself and your sense of self-worth, your sense of self-belief, who you are when no one's around, you know, how you show up when no one's around. And I have a very empty sort of feeling in my stomach. Literally, not that there's nothing in it, but it feels empty. Feels like there's no nutrients in there. And for some people, they like that feeling, because I'm sort of not disliking it, but I'm getting a bit headachy now at the same time. So again, just taking some deep breaths, tuning into your body if you're watching this, and, you know, finding that your body's following the directions of what I'm talking about. And there's some grief and sadness that's sort of percolating, is the feeling. So it may be that it's been around for some time, that you know about it, that you're unable or have been unable to really either surrender to it, let it go. You know, there's lots of words I could actually use around it, but there's this sense of, when will it go? When will it ever, you know, when will I be free of it? I need to get one of those little brooms that sweeps things off. Oh, now I have a real pain deep inside the left groin, left hip. Who will I be without my pain is the words that I'm hearing. Maybe like, I won't know myself. Now, when I'm using the word I'm using that collectively, because we're all one, we're all linked. And if we think about our pain together, it means that we can help each other. We can help each other, you know, let go of it, delete some of the past trauma. How, you might be asking? Well, when you're focused on your own pain, it's very much an ownership thing. You're very much connecting to whatever memory, thoughts, beliefs, etc. have continued and contributed to you not allowing it to move from you. But while we're connected to each other for this momentary reading, for this moment in time, we allow ourselves to connect back to sort of our oversoul, or our larger sense of who we are and who we are in a collective. So we're not tuning into each other's bodies, we're tuning into the highest aspect of self and each other. And in this sense, we're not as attached to our trauma, to whatever it is that we're holding on to, because it doesn't have a name, because it's not necessarily ours. Good, deep breath right into the lungs there, and also feeling a little bit of liver stuff coming up. So some anger, perhaps, you know, perhaps you've wanted someone to help you with this, and you've thought, you've been to people, you've had friends help, you've paid people to help, and you've got some level of this stuff dealt with, but it's still there. And that can be really disheartening and really, you know, annoying, because we do all this work on ourselves, particularly if you're, you know, starseeds, light workers, whatever the words you would like to call yourself, empaths very much so in this group, of if you're watching this. We do all this work on ourselves, and then we're still working on it, we're still dealing with it, and there's a lot of shame and there's a lot of guilt here, because why me? Why is it me that can't seem to function in life, can't seem to get ahead, move on, leave it behind, whatever that is for you, whatever you call that. Now, part of what I'm doing here is just bringing through information like an open channel. So if it's the message is sometimes disjointed and doesn't make complete sense, then that's the message. I'm not stopping it, I'm not changing it, and I'm certainly not making sure to tick all the boxes. I need to be totally in this zone that I find myself in, and yeah, so that's the best way I can describe it for you. Okay, so you might find that, well, some of you, the head's quite spacey, and so the other part about this is that it is a form of healing because you are becoming very aware of what you're doing. You're very aware of your body while you're listening and while you're watching. And the art is vibrational. So the vibration, I'm really itchy on my nose. The vibration is affecting you. The vibration is going through your body, through your eyes. Ooh. And so this could have quite a bit of a detoxing effect for some people. So just be aware of that. For others, you may not even notice it, and that's fine too. But I am just drawing some people's attention to the fact that colour is a vibration, that what we're talking about has a vibration. The act of watching has a vibration. There's all these levels of vibration that you're currently engaged with, and you may not be aware of that. So I am bringing your attention to it so that you can understand that if you're feeling a little bit sick in your stomach, or if you're noticing something that you don't normally notice, there is a reason for that. And it's not because you need to turn off or whatever. It is because this is actually shifting some stuff for you. The vibration, this energy exchange that we're all sitting with at this time. Now I have an overwhelming feeling coming in again. So we're just going to take your awareness down to your lower belly. So there is an old video of mine called belly breathing. If you're unfamiliar with the term that I'm using when I'm asking you to take your awareness to your belly and start breathing deeply, and then simply notice what's going on in your head, in your body, where your thoughts are drawn, and then when you notice, then bring your awareness back again to the belly, to the breath, and noticing what's coming up for you. There's a lot of dryness in my mouth, so there's a lot of people here who need to hydrate, to take in some more water, particularly while they're tuning into this vibration, this energy. And it's not for everybody, and that's fine. Those people that this is for will completely get it, and completely get the downloads, the uploads, the whatever you want to call them. But there'll be a lot of people shifting in their vibration. And that sense of tiredness, if that's you, then you know, don't fight that. You may not have a chance right now to act on it, to do anything about it, but maybe later on today or tonight, when you have a moment, you want to check in with your body. When was the last time I let myself feel tired and be okay with it? When was the last time I was tired and I felt safe? When was the last time I let myself actually know that being tired is normal? And again, I want to add, and that I felt safe. Okay? Our feelings of safety affect our ability to sleep, affect our ability to do like so many things in our life, as you all know. But if we don't feel safe enough to rest, then our body is really running on empty. And bringing our awareness and making you feel it doesn't make it worse. It helps us tune in to the deficits that we're currently working with, okay? And when we know what we're currently working with, then we can start making some changes in our life when we're ready to do something about them. So I feel like we're nearly finished, and I feel like even though I didn't start out with energy around tiredness, that is definitely this energy around feeling safe in your body, being safe here on the planet, you know, all of those things. There's a lot of that going on in this work, and it has a calming effect to me. Like some of these areas here, they make me feel like landscape and almost farm, and then sort of the busyness, but allowing a space to actually feel that vibration of calm, and allowing the self to know the cues of being tired. I just have to keep saying the same things, that it's safe to be tired. So if this is making sense for you, and if this is something that you have been working with in your life, please let me know in the comments below that, you know, this is making sense for you, that you know that, or whether you did or you didn't know, but that you do now, that there has been or was an issue around letting yourself rest, letting yourself be tired. Now I'm just sort of sitting with this to see if this is the message, and if we've finished our message, or if there's more to come. There's more to come. Okay, so there's some extra dimensional messages coming through, and they're not for everybody, but take them if they're for you. And there is some messages around being right, being wrong, worrying about, you know, looking foolish in front of people, and, you know, saving face. There's a real worry of that, about saving face. And here comes, you know, that message again about being safe in your body if you're tired, because for a lot of us, when we sleep, if we have issues around vulnerability, then these might be showing up as an inability to rest, as an inability to relax, as an inability to be vulnerable and not feel completely protected while we're, you know, letting our body rest. So if you can relate to these, just, you know, put a heart in the comments below. If you'd like to say more, of course, love to hear it. But there's a lot about going nowhere, being stationary. And I think I've mentioned that earlier. I hope I did. And being okay with that. Being okay with the fact that sometimes we're meant to be sitting exactly where we are, even if we don't like it, even if we're terrified by it. Because sitting still, again, I've got the word captured in my head, you know, feeling like you don't have a say on when you move forward. And I can really relate to that. Felt like that a lot. But it's time now for us to collectively move on from that and understand that Spirit has the plan, and that the plan is in hand. But it's not in our hand. And part of that means that we have to let go. We have to let go and trust. Yeah, you've heard it before. I've heard it before. But sometimes hearing it and actually letting it happen are completely different stories. So just acknowledging that this message wanted to come through. That even if you're sitting still, even if you feel like you're treading water, even if you feel like you're not getting anywhere at this point in time, Spirit has a plan. And even though you want the plan to hurry up and move on, move along, it's not yet time for that. And the right side of my neck is quite painful. And the feeling is anger, actually, that I have got anger in my neck. So there may be, for a lot of you, that there's been a lot of anger. Perhaps it's been directed at yourself or Spirit. I'm really holding on tight here too, because that's the yang side of our body, and it's a, you know, the shoulders are about propelling us forward and making our movement in life less, you know, less challenging. It's supposed to propel us forward. And so if you're not being propelled forward, it's okay, and you are safe. But, you know, it's making me think of past lives as well here. And I've got some change happening on my left thigh, because if this for you has been relating to a past life, and for some it will, and for others this will be relating to this life, that you may have felt very vulnerable. It may have been life and death. Now I've got quite a heaviness on the left side of my head, the very top of my head. And so for some of you, you know, like I'm hearing bludgeoned to death, which is pretty awesome. Now all of you won't have been bludgeoned to death, but the point is here, and I've got a lot of heat in my shoulders and my neck. The point is that if you have passed away in another lifetime, or even just been very badly wounded in another lifetime, while you've been stuck, while you've been waiting to move forward, then not only will you have the feelings of feeling trapped or stuck, or whatever you want to call it, boxed in, hemmed in, you will also have the bodily response to being maimed, killed, whatever that was in that lifetime. That could be either triggered while you're sitting still, could bring up flashbacks, memories, etc. from other lifetimes, other dimensions, whatever, particularly if you're a sensitive. But it's about understanding why you're getting the messages, and it's not about shutting your body down because you've got the message. The body is teaching you something. The body is asking you to have a good, long look at this. And sometimes, you know, we can get into that sort of navel gazing where we're a bit obsessive. So we don't want to tip into that area either. So this is about understanding that we can be being triggered by being stationary, being still. So we want to acknowledge what it is so that we can move forward. It doesn't mean that we'll move yet, because maybe that, again, we've got the spirit with the divine timing happening. But it may not feel like someone's, you know, trying to creep up on us and end our lives, or that it's excruciating pain, you know. So if we can work on finding out and connecting what those things are, it helps take the pain out of that, the stopped momentum, the frustration, the boredom about not moving forward in whatever area I'm talking about in your life, where it feels like you're just sitting there, sitting on the fence. But it's not as joyful as sitting on a fence, because sitting on a fence sounds like you could be waiting for something exciting to happen, and perhaps you are. But there's also some pain here. And I'm getting that in my big toe, so liver and spleen, so lots of overthinking, lots of worry, and possibly anger and resentment related to all of this. Now I feel like we're getting close to being finished here. So I'd love to hear your comments about your experience during this channel. Whatever may have come up with that you would like to share, please don't share anything that you don't want to. And remember, if there are challenging thoughts coming up for you, then seek help. Breathe into your lower belly. And remember that as a collective, it's time for us to start cleaning some of this stuff up. And we can do it together rather than focusing on our separate stuff, which is very much something that I didn't realise that I was doing today, but I now know after the focus of what came up through this channel, that idea of sitting still, being stuck, very much a theme that I've been working on for a very long time, it seems. And the message is that instead of working on my own stuckness, to come and do one of these artworks and tune in with everybody and lighten the load together. So that, I'm very, very dry, so I need you all, if you're watching and you've watched all the way through, then I need you to go and drink some water when we're finished. Have a big drink. I did make myself a cup of tea and then I forgot all about it once I started. Now just remembering that you can buy my energy artworks, vibrational artworks on my website, Creative Empowerment Australia, will be in the links below. I can also do a customized version for you. You'll need to email me that because that's certainly not on my website at this time. And I can post them to most places in the world, or you could have a digital file that is completely yours. Also do readings, personal readings with this psychic art. I call it psychic art. It's vibrational art, it's intuitive art, whatever you want to call it. But I'm opening up a pure channel to spirit, and I'm bringing through whatever it is that spirit wants me to say. And you get to get an artwork at the end of it. So I feel like there's a bit more joy creeping in the yellow, a bit more self-esteem, a bit more self-worth, feeling a bit more balanced, a bit more harmonized, but still, like I said, lots of needing to drink. So lots of water. And there's a bit of a dull ache in my left leg at the same time. So just, if you're noticing anything from this channel reading, then it's good that you're noticing. Thank you, my teacher. That is her statement that she makes. And it's not about tensing your body because you've noticed. It's now smiling into your body, breathing into your body and saying it's okay. It's safe to feel that feeling. And see if you can get your breathing into a nice balanced breathing. Because it is safe to feel our feelings. So like I said, there's links in the description box below for private readings. There'll be all sorts of new things coming in soon, but I will talk about those as they come. And please go over and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I don't know what I said then. For more content over there. Thanks for being here. I really appreciated it. And I will see you next time. Thank you for being here. This has such a deep soul connection for me, doing these channeled art, and the transmission that happens during this process is lighting my soul up. I do personal channeled art or psychic art for individuals, as this is a group reading. If you would like one, there is a link in the description box below. In a personal reading, you will get a copy of the vibrational artwork from your session, digital or physical, depending on what we discuss at the time. If you would like to know more about this channeled art process, like to discuss working with me, there is an email link in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I would love to hear your experiences of this channeled art process. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.